Just minutes ago, multiple reports cite a Ripple and SEC meeting scheduled for April 10th of 2023 in 3 days. Now this is absolutely massive because just recently the SEC officially settled with a crypto company. And what this shows me is that now that the SEC is facing a lot of pressure, and more specifically the SEC chairman is facing a lot of pressure. In fact, on April 18th, the SEC chairman Gary Gensler has a meeting to which he has to explain to the federal government his approach to regulating the crypto sector. And to be honest, he doesn't have an approach, so I think he even understands that he's going to be put in a very bad situation. And so they're trying to settle and get rid of as many of these crypto lawsuits as possible so that when he goes and speaks to the federal government, he can tell them, look, we're getting our stuff resolved, we are starting to put in standards, and that is what we're doing. And so he will look not only good and reputable in front of the federal government, but even in front of the public that, look, the SEC is doing its job as they're trying to complete and protect investors and get rid of and finally finish off all of these crypto lawsuits. Now, in fact, I'm going to go into the exact lawsuit that was just recently settled with the SEC, with this crypto company. But before we do that, I want to ask you guys to please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel with your post notifications on, and let's try and hit 500 likes in today's video. As well as share this video with your friends and family and drop a comment down below because I'll be reading and responding to every single comment. Today's video goal, 500 likes, so do your part and let's get right into the video. So the United States Securities and Exchange Commission has actually set itself April 13th of 2023 to complete another closed meeting within regards to their method of discussion, which is going to be focused on the key aspects of institution and settlement of injunctive actions, institution and settlement of administrative proceedings, resolution of litigation claims, and other matters related to the examination and enforcement process or proceedings. Now, the reason that's why I'm even mentioning this because they do some typical meetings every couple of weeks in which they do discuss possible settlement resolution, but this is actually the date of this meeting, which is going to actually take place April 13th, which is prior to when the SEC chairman Gary Gensler is going to have to talk to the federal government about all of his crypto regulatory measures. And so I'm putting a lot of focus on this meeting just because I personally believe that the SEC is going to be looking to resolute a lot of these lawsuit issues that they have, just because they are worried about the pressure and the consequences that they may face if the federal government has to take things into their own hand. And at least they can use this as a representatory mark for the federal government when they go ahead and talk to them a few days after, and that is on April 18th. So this is why I'm paying attention to this meeting. This is why I think it's important, and I'm telling you guys it to you right now just so you understand my backing behind why this SEC closed meeting is so important. Alright, let's jump into the recent, and again, this is very recent, this is April 6th, so earlier today, the SEC agreed to settle with the former Coinbase executive accused of insider trading. Now, why is this important, and why exactly, is this correlated with XRP or the Ripple SEC lawsuit? Well, if we look here at the former Coinbase executive, and we look at the lawsuit of the Ripple SEC lawsuit. In the Ripple lawsuit, the SEC charged Ripple and two of its executives, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, with selling unregistered or unregulated securities valued at more than $1.3 billion to the public over the years via their company offered XRP. So you have to understand that the two Ripple executives, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, are a big aspect of this lawsuit. In fact, they both have their own lawyers to try and defend their case, each one, and then you have the Ripple team, which is also going and has their lawyers ahead with them. So this is a major case that is not just about XRP, but is also about its executives, similar to this Coinbase lawsuit, which is more focused on the executives accused of insider trading. Now, if we have a look at this, the SEC agreed to settle with them, meaning that after negotiations, they both decided that they would rather take a stance than go through the entire litigation process, and they just resoluted it. And this is exactly what we are starting to see within regards to the Ripple SEC lawsuit, as to which the SEC has come out and tried to calm down a bit and discuss and do these meetings with Ripple. We've seen that they have done a meeting with Ripple in the previous couple months, and now they're going ahead and trying to do another one as per this tweet right here, which is multiple reports cite a Ripple SEC meeting scheduled for April 10th. And so things do definitely look very positive with regards to that. Also, if we look at the exact dates here for the April 10th, 2023 meeting, it also coincides actually fantastically with the dates that we talked about earlier, which is April 10th is this meeting. You're going to have the closed meeting with this going to be just the SEC alone, talk about settlements on April 13th, and then April 18th is going to be the actual SEC Chairman Gary Gensler has to talk to the federal government. So it really all kind of makes sense, and this is why I'm even including this tweet right here, just because I'm not 100% sure the validation of this tweet right here, if it's 100% legit or not, but I thought I'd include it and I'd let you guys know that, you know, it may be legit, it may be not legit, we'll have to see as time passes by. But the dots do connect, which is why I'm even including it. Alright guys, now before we move further into the video, I want to remind you guys of metalcrypto.com, where you can buy your own personalized metal crypto coin. By far my favorite one here is the XRP coin with case, and we have a lot of Ripple XRP community members, so make sure you get yourself a Ripple XRP coin with case. It is so freaking nice, and they actually added in a brand new style, which is the XRP coin with case. They both come in gold and or silver, whichever one you personally like, and I definitely recommend you give those a shot. They also have a ton of other cryptocurrencies like Stellar XLM, Shiba Inu for all the Shiba Inu fans, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Polkadot, Cardano, Ethereum, and a lot of other ones. Now, I don't want to take too much time because we have a lot of content in the video, but make sure you guys do use the link in the description for 10% off, and let's get right back into the video. Let's showcase to you guys a clip to which a lawyer goes ahead and speaks about the possibility of settlement with regards to Ripple and the SEC. And the reason as to why I'm showing you guys this clip is to highlight the fact that the SEC is in a very bad position, and will most likely decide on a settlement as the best outcome for them. If they don't, and they lose this lawsuit, then they will lose access to suing any cryptocurrency in the future. So the entire cryptocurrency industry and market will basically be canceled off for them, and they won't be able to profit off of any of it. And so this is going to be something that they do not want. Because as you guys know, the SEC makes its money from suing companies and making sure they lose the lawsuit. And so if they go that route, they are going to lose a lot. And so it is the most logical option for them to settle this lawsuit so that, okay, we're done with Ripple, we settled with Ripple, but now we can go off and sue these other crypto companies and make money off of them. And so that is the most likely outcome that I see. But I'll go ahead and actually showcase to you guys this clip. Again, very important. Pay attention, guys, and I'll see you guys at the end of the clip.
Right, so your initial statement is correct. A settlement, there's no appeal of a settlement, of course. The problem with the settlement is it has no effect on any other cases in the space, right? So if Ripple settles with the SEC, it has absolutely no effect on the SEC's next lawsuit against another crypto company. So in a sense, it's good for Ripple, but a settlement between the SEC and Ripple is bad for crypto.
Correct.
Because in the past, remember, every lawsuit that the SEC has brought in the past against these companies, no one has really been able to put up a fight. I mean, Liable put up a fight, but they only had like $1 million to fight the SEC, which in the legal world is not a lot of money. Ripple's put $100 million into fighting the SEC. And the facts for Ripple are pretty good, better than for most crypto projects. So this is the case where the SEC could what they're doing could be put to an end with the Ripple case, because that will then be the end of the SEC being able to make some of these arguments they've been making in the past. So if Ripple settles, all of that money for the crypto space is wasted. Now, they would have to do what's in the best interest of the company, but at the same time, it's not going to have any effect as far as the other, as far as crypto in general. If the judge rules in Ripple's favor, I do not think the SEC is going to appeal. And the reason I say that is because there's no benefit to the SEC to appeal, because if the case then goes up to the Second Circuit in appellate court and the Second Circuit rules against the SEC, now that becomes binding precedent. And the SEC is screwed as far as any other lawsuits that they want to bring. So if I'm the SEC, and I'm 90% sure this is what they would do, and they lose, there won't be an appeal, because they don't want to mess up their whole agenda here in enforcing these regulations against the crypto space. So in my mind, the only way we get the Ripple test is if Ripple loses at the trial court level, appeals it up to the Second Circuit, because then Ripple will do it because they have the money and they have the incentive to do it. Right. And they're going to want the Second Circuit to say, no, we're going to replace the Howey test with the Ripple test, and we're going to require an investment contract to actually have a contract. So that's how that would all work. Now, time-wise, we get the judge's decision, let's say in April or May. The Second Circuit wouldn't be hearing it till next year. And if it goes up to the U.S. Supreme Court from there, to really replace the Howey test, we're talking 2 to 3 more years from there.
So I just want you guys to go back and think a little bit of the aspect that, you know, you have people in this community saying that the SEC is going to go the entire road of trying to make Ripple lose, and others are saying that Ripple's going to go the entire road of trying to make the SEC lose. But the matter of the fact is that nobody wants to extend this lawsuit any further than they have to. And so Ripple has made it clear that they are down and are fine with settling with the SEC if they get what they want. And now the SEC is also giving that positive side of things where they're saying, okay, if we get what we feel is right, we're willing to settle. And so it only makes sense that a settlement is going to happen and that they're not going to wait until this lawsuit's done and then until Judge Nutburn gives a decision, because then it would be very bad for both of them. More, of course, negative for the SEC, but for Ripple, they would have lost a lot more money than they have to. Now, I don't want to make this video too long. There's a bunch of other clips that I was planning to show you guys in today's video, but I'll just show you guys it in the next one. Basically, the European Central Bank is looking to start a CBDC digital euro, which is extremely good for the crypto space. Now, again, I do want to end off this video by telling you guys to please follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Twitter, Crypto Geek News, Instagram at Crypto Geek YT. And if you made it this far into the video, I'm officially posting exclusive content and trades that I personally do on this channel. All you have to do is join the channel, $5 a month, and you get access to a bunch of custom emojis, all the trades that I personally do, and all the content before it's released, as well as any bonus content that I make, I post there and only there. So yeah, make sure you guys do join. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and hopefully you guys subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.